hello and welcome to the Whole Loaf, a holistic approach to building strong lives and healthy relationships, or something like that. I am with Deb Murray, food stylist to the stars and author of 17 different cookbooks, and my wife Suzanne, and I am excited for what is going to take place here this evening. This all looks delicious, so what should we do for dinner tonight?
Are you kidding me? What do you mean, what should we do for dinner? I've been at work all day, you've been at home watching TV, I walk in, and you ask me, what are we doing for dinner?
Yeah. Has that ever happened to you before? You know, miscommunication, you simply make a statement and all of a sudden the person that you made the statement to completely and totally misperceives or interprets what you said incorrectly. You know, it's kind of funny because 75% of all communication that we receive is interpreted incorrectly. And what even makes that more funny, is more humorous, is the fact that we all think that we're good communicators, and yet we misinterpret what we hear all the time. You know, in the New Testament, James, the brother of Jesus, said this: everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. So what are we cooking here tonight?
We're going to cook some shrimp.
All right.
We're excited.
We're very excited. We're both cooking shrimp. We're both cooking quick. We're both cooking healthy. And we're both cooking two entirely different dishes. I'm going to start doing a stir fry. We're going to finish off with some mystery noodles, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Noodles.
Suzanne, what are you cooking with your shrimp?
I am making Yucatan shrimp, and it can actually be as an appetizer or main course. So really something easy, good. It can be low fat or it can be high fat, whatever you want.
Ooh, actually, this smells really good.
All the garlic.
So why don't the shrimp share? Anybody? Anybody? They're too shellfish. You get it? Shellfish. I know. Very bad.
Oh
Very
my
bad.
God.
Very bad.
You are so fun,
Yeah, I
Paul.
know. All right. So anyway, so we have got the shrimp cooking right now. So I've got like a few minutes to talk and to share with you a little bit.
You do.
You know, so basically, when it comes to communication, there is a lot of room for interpretation, isn't there? Because so often what we say or what we text, what we read, we can misinterpret. And basically what happens are filters. We all have these filters. And filters change what goes through them, don't they?
Right.
I sit back and I think of an air filter, right? Just for your air conditioning.
Awesome.
The air comes out, it takes out all the impurities, and what comes out on the other side is completely and totally different. I mean, the same thing can be said for coffee filters, right?
Exactly.
Every morning I put my coffee grounds in there, the water goes through, and it comes out a delicious pot of coffee, right? So filters change what goes through them. And we all have filters, all right? And our filters change how we perceive or how we interpret it.
Right.
You know, for instance, inattention can be a filter. If you're watching television when someone's trying to talk to you, it can change what you hear or how you interpret something.
Right.
You know what? If you're tired, or even if you're stressed out, when somebody says something to you, you can interpret their message completely and totally incorrectly. I mean, it just kind of happened for us, didn't it?
For us,
Just a little bit, yeah.
That was too funny.
Yeah, yeah. Deb, go ahead.
You tell them the story because that was too funny.
Deb read a text message and she was tired. It's a long day at work and she misread it or misinterpreted it.
Right.
And all of a sudden, you know, telephone calls were being made and
Tears
were being
mascara
cried.
running.
And yeah. Anyway, so we all have these filters,
We do.
and the filters change what goes through them. Emotional state. You know, whether you're happy or sad or stressed out can be a filter. I mean, did you know when my wife is in a good mood, she'll give me the benefit of a doubt? You know, so when you're in a good mood, you'll give somebody the benefit of the doubt.
That's very true.
When you're not in a good mood, you're not as likely to give somebody the benefit of the doubt. You know,
very good.
you're more likely to jump on them. And so one of the things we can do is simply acknowledge our filters. If you're tired, if you're sad, if you're stressed out or worn down, you need to recognize it. Call it for what it is. Tell your partner or your loved one what it is that you're feeling. All right? And so recognize your filters. That's one of the first big things to do
That's
here.
a great tip.
Yeah, so what do we got going on here? We're just frying up some shrimp. What do you got in there?
So mine, I've got a little bit of sesame oil. I've actually seared my shrimp, and then I've added, what I did, Paul, instead of getting the cutting board out and chopping my garlic or chopping my ginger, I took, this is the one that you took your thumb off
Yeah,
the one day.
just healed now, yeah.
I just grated my ginger and my garlic, makes it a little finer. It starts to, it'll dissolve into the sauce a little quicker. Now I'm going to remove my protein like I do in all stir fries, and let it rest. And now I'm going to cook the vegetables slightly to get a little bit of color.
All right, very good. And you cooked yours just a few minutes ago.
I did.
Yeah.
In beer.
In beer. So yes, we did open up any beer you'd like since we're doing a Yucatan shrimp. We cooked it in Corona with a little bit of salt and pepper and Old Bay and some lime. So that's already done. And now I'm actually working on the base here, which is butter, garlic, lime, and now I'm just putting some scallion onions in.
Ooh, very
Yes.
good, very good.
So good stuff.
Yeah. So what do shrimp wear in the kitchen?
What do they wear?
Yeah, aprons. You get it? Aprons.
I love it. And now what should Chef and Pastor Paul
Yeah.
wear in the kitchen? We're going to dump you your own chef's hat.
I got my
You're
own.
having your own holistic
Yeah.
cooking show.
Basically,
You're doing good.
they're just trying to hide my balls.
Yeah, pretty much.
The hole in my head keeps getting bigger and bigger, so they
That's
kind of
right.
me up. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, you're adorable.
Yeah.
All right, so back to the relationships. I love this message.
Okay.
I'm the biggest goof on this. I make mistakes all the time, not just in how we interpret things, but I'm tired, I'm emotional, I'm bringing the wrong filter into the relationship. I need to slow down.
Yeah, so I mean, the first thing is recognize those filters, right? We said inattention, we said emotional state, beliefs and expectations can act as a filter. Like if you come home and you think that your partner is angry with you or that your partner is upset with you, what normally takes place is we have this like self-fulfilling prophecy. We're going to start to respond to them. We're going to start to speak to them as if they are angry with us, right? And so our beliefs and our expectations can even act as a filter, all right? And then another one too is differences in style. You know, I mean, difference in communication style can be a filter. Some people are like loud. I mean, they're high energy, they're go-getters, their voice raises. When they argue with all kinds of passion. When they make up just as passionately. And then other people, they come from families or they're more reserved. They're more quiet.
Right.
All right, and so like that can be a filter. As soon as someone's voice raises, okay, the other person will kind of cower or be fearful, right? And so that impedes that communication right there. Yeah, you know, another filter is self-protection, right? Sometimes we're afraid that what we're going to share can be used against us, or we're afraid to share it because of our past experiences,
Right.
or whatever it is. And because of self-protection, oftentimes that acts as a filter, and we don't open ourselves up. We don't expose ourselves, like we were
Right.
talking about last
Right.
week. Okay, we don't share ourselves. It's kind of interesting because risk and intimacy are closely correlated. Okay, to become more intimate with somebody, to have a deeper, more intimate, closer relationship, it takes risk. I mean, there's risk in all relationships, right? You got to be able to open yourself up. You got to be able to expose yourself. And then, you know, before we kick into this, one more filter is memory, right? You know, first of all, never argue about the past because we all have this revisionist history. We rewrite history the way we think that it should have been. Or we rewrite history the way that, you know, in our favor kind of thing. So we all have this revisionist history. So you never, ever argue about historical facts. Because both people, you rewrote history. You don't have the facts right. And there's research all over the place out there talking about how frail, basically, human memory is. So very good. So you got all kinds of veggies to this right here.
I did. They're
mixing
all
this up.
colorful. I've got some purple onions in here, some different colored peppers. I've got some broccoli, cauliflower, and sugar snap peas. I made my own stir-fry sauce, but there's some great stuff in the grocery store anymore. Like P.F. Chang's has great already made sauces. But this is the fun part right here, Paul. This is rice noodles. It's not made with rice. It's actually made with sweet potato flour. It's an actual Korean type noodle,
So
and
these are
they're
sweet,
so delicious.
sweet potato noodles.
Yes, and I'll show you what the package looks like. They're very healthy, they're very good for you, they're very low in calorie. So I'm making, instead of like a lo mein dish with a wheat flour, I'm actually using the sweet potato flour noodles. They will soak up this sauce. So we're like 90% vegetables when we're adding in the sweet potato noodles, and all of those vegetables.
Okay.
We'll add our shrimp back in. We have a healthy, low calorie, low fat, high flavor dinner, under 10 minutes, and wisdom from
Yeah,
us.
look at that. And 90% vegetables right there, right? So, you know, Deb found these shrimp. I mean, she got a killer deal on these shrimp at one of the local fish markets. Is that where it was?
Yeah, exactly.
So, where's the cheapest place to buy shrimp?
I have no
A
idea.
prawn shop. Anyway, I know, it's bad.
They just keep
It's
going.
bad,
Oh my
it's
God.
bad. And if you humor me, I'll keep on doing it.
Oh my
so,
God.
so don't humor me. It's like, yeah.
You are so cute. He looks
Yeah.
like he should be tossing a pizza with
Yeah.
that
So what you got going on over here?
So I did add a tablespoon of chili garlic sauce, or you can also use sriracha and put as much flavor and spice and kick as you want. We always seem to cook spicy,
We like spicy
so we
foods,
do.
yeah.
So right now, I'm just kind of stirring stuff together. I'm getting ready to plate.
hat. Me
All
too.
right. All right,
It's like
well,
we're in a
there,
cooking
yeah.
challenge. We're right on the same
Now
time.
this is not a race.
No.
This is not a shrimp race
No.
here, you know. So it's like, but I did
Not a shrimp
once. Yeah, I once saw a shrimp finish third in the Olympics. You know what they gave him? The bronze medal. It's not a race though. We just want this to be good. We
Oh
don't
my
want
gosh,
to.
you're so
I guess we want it to be
adorable.
quick, and we want it
Yes.
to be good.
Oh
It'll be
my
good.
gosh, you're so funny, Pastor.
So anyway, you know what? If you want to build strong, healthy relationships, and you want your communication to be better, you know, more clearly understood, well then we need to make it safe. Okay, when you are sharing, when you're communicating, it needs to be safe. You know, it's 1 John says there is no fear in love. Okay, and so for the people we love, we need to make it safe. And what that simply means is we need to be clear, we need to be simple, and we need to be structured. Okay, because the more structure, the more safe it's going to be. One of the most dangerous times in any relationship is when you're having an argument, and arguing is good, arguing is fine, right? It's just another way of communication. And if you're to really observe how you argue, you'll notice that there's a pattern to it. Okay, and there's normally a signal, you know, a door slams or somebody claps their hands,
Right.
and that normally signals the end of a disagreement. Okay, and most people will break at that point, they'll come back later and make up and finish things up. But when you don't heed the signal, okay, when an argument begins to escalate and become more and more heated, okay, you lose the structure. That's when people say things and do things that cause all kinds of damage to a relationship.
Agreed.
And so if you can add structure to a relationship, okay, to communication, it works miracles. So I want to share with you tonight a technique, and it's going to be on the screen, or you can go to oursaviorfl.org, and we will have it on the thing. It's called the speaker-listener technique, all right? So I got to put on my old man glasses here because I'm at that point in life. Okay, but the speaker-listener technique will add structure to any type of
Like
communication.
my mother-daughter
Yeah.
relationship, friends relationship, not
Correct.
just husband-wife, right?
Right.
You know, for many things, you don't need this, right? I mean, for many
Right.
things, we just talk and we're good. But when it becomes heated, or when it is something extremely important, you want to add structure to it.
Right.
All right, so the speaker-listener technique, here are the simple rules for it, right? It says, rules for the speaker. You speak for yourself. You don't mind read. It's kind of interesting. When you think, you know what the other person is thinking, when you assume you know what they're thinking, 97% of the time, you're wrong. You know what they
Wow,
say?
that
Yeah,
word.
97%. Yeah, assume, you make it out of you and me kind of thing, you know?
Exactly.
You're wrong 97% of the time. So you speak for yourself. You don't mind read. You use like I statements. I feel such and such, or I dislike it, or I. So you don't talk for the other person. You're talking for yourself. Okay, you keep the statements brief. You make one or two short sentences and then you stop. You don't go on and on.
Don't berate them.
And
And
on
on.
and on. Okay, you don't keep talking. Short and sweet, right? And then stop and let the listener paraphrase. Okay, and that's the rules for the speaker. Now for the listener, you paraphrase what you hear. You're not repeating word for word,
Right.
but you paraphrase what you hear. I think you said, or I hear you saying, right? And so you paraphrase what you hear. You focus on the speaker's message. Okay, so this is like active listening, right?
Right.
You're focused on the person. You're focused on their message. You're not developing a closing argument for all you little lawyers out there. You're not developing, you're not going to rebut anything, right? You're listening to them. You're simply paraphrasing. You're hearing them.
Right.
Okay, you're listening to them. And then at the bottom, there's the rules for the both. The speaker has the floor. Okay, and then the speaker keeps the floor while the listener paraphrases and you share the floor. All right, so basically you take
That's
something,
outstanding.
okay? It could be like this card, and I'd be happy to send you one of these cards. If you email the church, I'll get you one. But you take a card, or you take a shrimp, whatever it is you have, and that could be, when you're holding this, you're the speaker. You
Right.
speak. Okay, and then when you give it to their person, then they're the speaker and you're the listener.
I like it.
I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds like unnatural,
Yeah.
and in reality it is.
It is.
Okay, and when you first start doing it, you're gonna seem to be like, you're gonna feel out of place.
Awkward, yeah.
You're gonna feel awkward. You're gonna feel out of place. But the more you practice it, the more it just becomes innate, and then the more you just kind of do it. And then before you know it, you're no longer pulling this out.
Right.
You're able to have a conversation to where you actually hear somebody.
Right.
All right. It is a powerful technique that marriage and family counselors across the world will use. So as I said, it was on the screen, or you go to oursaviorfl.org and we'll have a copy of it, or I'll be happy to send you one. So make sure you use it. Make sure you employ this technique. It is powerful. So what do we got here? We're done.
So I think you should start with your whites.
Okay.
It looks delicious.
So Yucatan shrimp, we're going to use this as an appetizer, and
Close up.
Yeah,
Okay.
you do keep the tails on because it makes part of the experience. If you wanted to make it for an entree, you can use pasta with it or rice, but this is the way I like it, with a little
I
baguette.
love
Okay,
it.
so a little baguette here. You soak up some of the juices.
Yeah,
That broth looks
Yes.
beautiful.
doesn't it look great?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. I said the bread was very good. Right?
The sauce is good on it too, right?
So good.
The sauce was on. Yep. No, it's good. It's excellent. No.
So in trouble.
None of us are believing this.
No. Very good. Very good.
All right,
Very
so
good.
I'm not going to
Oh,
give
good.
you.
I thought you were going to use chopsticks.
I thought it would be
Yeah.
fun, but go ahead and give this a try.
Okay.
So this is your glass noodles. They call them glass noodles when you're looking for them. You can get them on Amazon. They sell them in any Asian market. I love them, and I don't represent them, but I do tell you they are
They're
super
good.
fun. They never get soggy. They're fun the way they bounce,
Ooh, yeah,
the
the
way they
sauce is very
absorb
good.
the sauce.
Very
That's just a
good.
little orange juice. I use sweet soy sauce, a little tiny bit of honey, a little sriracha, and a tiny bit of cornstarch for thickening. But again, 10 minutes,
Yeah, very
under
good.
$10,
Under 10.
delicious.
Very easy.
Everyone can have dinner together. Everyone can communicate together. These are to help you live a healthier, happier life.
Yeah, excellent, excellent, excellent. Once again, another phenomenal meal. You know, I just need to share with you though before we leave. You know, today I had a sad moment today, and I just wanted to share this with you guys. I ran over a box of shrimp. Okay, they became road krill. K-R-I-L. Get it? Road krill. I know that's
Oh my
bad. I
gosh,
know.
he's adorable.
On that happy note, we're going to call it quits today. Excellent meals. Once again, go ahead and practice the speaker-listener technique. Help you build strong, healthy lives and strong, healthy relationships. You have a great day. God bless and live love.
Thank you. Awesome job. You're a friggin' riot. Oh my gosh. You couldn't be funnier if you tried.